Been a little while since I've done this, that's for sure. G'day. I was going back through Anomaly, and I saw that Blindside's Reanimation released their military expansion. And I thought, oh, I'd love to get in there and have a look at that. And because it'd been a couple of months, it was actually a little bit difficult for me to put all this together with the 3D scopes and everything else working. If I was having a bit of trouble with it, surely some of you out there might also have some trouble with it, and therefore you may, by extension, may not actually give the mod a chance and have a look at it. Right? This is the order that it's in. Mod configuration menu. You got to make sure that you install Mr. Demonized, modded XC as well. Make sure you've done that. All of these mods will be linked in the description below, as usual, for you to go and grab, and they'll all be in the order that I've installed it here. Yeah, very simple. Click it, download it, and away you go. As you can see here, this is Blindside's military expansion, essentially, to the loaner pack, and I like it. It's bloody good. Like I said, it took me a little bit to to get going in it, but I finally got it going. I'm going to go over how you install all the files, when we get into the game, what you should turn off to get the best experience out of it. And then you can add on anything else to the mod that you want to add on as well. I did add on for myself vanilla-weapons-resmoothed-relensed. Any mod pack you do should technically have this, unless of course you're running boomsticks and sharpsticks. Just to get this out of the gate first, loner was only a certain amount of weapons, and so is military. So don't expect any of your ARs or any of your monolith style weapons to be in this modified and ready to go. They will be the base game experience of Anomaly, right, when you're going through. Therefore, the FOV is going to look a little bit different. The sound is going to be a little bit off. Okay, so just be prepared for that. Basically, this is a run where you're just intending to go through with just military style weaponry, including the loner, because that's all included here. You go to the web page, you'll actually see all of the weapons that have been modified. Okay, and you can see here that there are no ARs. From what I see here, there is a mercenary themed weapon pack to be released, I guess. And I'm assuming that's going to cover a lot of the ARs and stuff. And if I'm really looking at it, I think there's probably going to be maybe a fourth, maybe one from Monolith. Monolith do have their own specific weaponry as well. It's some of it's AR, but it's also the higher level 7.51. 7.51? Fuck, I've forgotten now. But anyway, those type of weapons. So I would imagine there'd still be at least a fourth pack. Perhaps. I'm not saying that I know. I'm just theorizing. Now, you can offset that. I didn't actually load that here. Let me bring this over. There are a couple of other weapons that you can actually include in here. And I've just got a few of them here. So you've got the P90 Reanimation. You've got the IWP M4A1, and you've also got the XM8 Reanimation remodel that you can add in to make up for those losses. However, the M4A1 has a slight FOV problem, so this may not be an appropriate weapon for an AR weapon. If you know what you're doing with all of those sorts of things, changing your FOV with Notepad++, then you can go through and fix all of that yourself. But there's just a couple of mods that you can just add in to make up for those, and there's plenty of other mods too that don't require boomsticks and sharpsticks to run, because a lot of these weapon mods out there are basically based on boomsticks and sharpsticks. As you can see here, those are all the mods here. It's got the mark switch, so that's for your red dot sights and stuff like that, so you can change what they look like, you know, from a cross to a T to a much larger dot on those red dots. Got your shader, because you'll need the original mod for 3D scopes. Got the JSR mod 4.0. I did try 5.0 or 5.1, 5.2, but the sound was way off, so I'm pretty confident that this mod is based around just the 4.0 version of JSRS. And you must use JSRS. This mod has it down here that you have to have the JSRS. They're both linked. You can't use any other sound mod. There is a loner adaptation that allows you to use different sound mods, from what I understand, but that's still set for the loner and not the military update. I don't imagine that Blindside's just going to let him modify the military version for that type of thing. Not yet, anyway. That's my personal inclusion. Vanilla weapons resmoothed relensed. These are the vanilla shader scope. So this adapts shader scope so that they work with the vanilla version of the game. And then you've got Blindside's for new updated version, which you'll need the patch this. But we're going to go over that. Right, so I'm just going to right click and reinstall a lot of these mods. Mark Switch is pretty simple, easy install. Shader 3D scopes, just go for the main. Don't use the depth of field. There was something written there about unless you know what you're doing with depth of field, don't touch it. So I'm not U-Butte, so I haven't touched it. I just went for main and just, as usual, just scroll down, make sure you get your full name on there. The JSRS port, I just went with the JSRS main add-on and the new cracks and impacts patch on there as well. You should be able to use a different cracks and impacts like EFT. I can't remember the other one. It's the redone version. There's also that, and there's a couple of other ones as well that you could actually use. So that's really up to you whether you want to use that one. Okay. Fixed models, that should be pretty. Yeah, that's just a simple install. Nothing really too special there. Now the military version is exactly the same. It's just a very simple install. Okay, just all your textures, sounds, and everything else. This is above the JSRS because this has its own script file. So it'll assign all of the proper sounds to the weaponry that have been modified. Now when you get down to these two here, just be careful with it because I made that mistake when I was going through. You'll install your vanilla, right? But you want to just install the main file, okay? Ignore this. Don't worry about these. Just install the main file. And then when you get to the actual Blindsides variant of it, or the patch variant, you'll install the main file and the 3DDS patch, 3DSS vanilla patch. Okay, and this will override that, and then everything will work. All right, so we're in the game. So you've got your mod configuration menu in there. You just go through and you can go through and check all of these, change your bindings are and stuff like that. You can change your zoom factors and everything else. There. Pretty simple. When you go into your settings, things are going to be a little bit different. Now, you can go for a 0.4 up to a 0.5. I prefer the 0.5 when I'm using this mod. Now, granted, I have only used this for 4 or 5 hours of play. Just standard Anomaly. I had quite a bit of fun. I found this was a lot more in line with what I like. So 0.5 and 0.4. You go above if you go above that number, then you're going to come across, obviously, your arm's going to be out of place. Everything's going to look weird and funky. So try and stick between the 0.4 and the 0.5. As for your advanced options, you want to go through and turn off anti-aliasing and SMAA so that your 3D scopes work properly. I've got the astrolophic filtering, whatever the fuck that's on 8. Apart from that, you don't need to change anything else. Okay. As for your modded XEs, you'll need to go down to shader scopes and make sure you turn on your 3D shader scopes on. So this is from Mr. Demonized modded XEs. Okay, this is all a part of that modded XE. So just make sure you turn it on and everything will be working fine. Apart from that, you can just go into the game and you'll see some different animations, and I'll show you a couple of the guns. A nice foggy day in the zone today. So let's spawn in a couple of guns and have a look. So the Rex was modified. Oh shit. I'm pretty sure the Remington was done. As for SMGs, I know that... Yeah, PP 2000. This has a really cool animation, so I'll go with the AN94. And as for snipers, the SV98 is also done as well. Now we'll grab a couple of scopes, show you that. No, actually I only need the one. So, let's go through and equip this shit. That on there. And as you can see here, when I hit my equals, you can see that the dot changes. What you prefer. Oh, I've got no ammo. I'm going to need some that, some of that, some of that, and I'm pretty sure some of that. Yeah. That's a little bit out of place. Maybe it wasn't the Remington. Maybe I got that wrong. TOS 194. No, that's set up. Sure. That, you got simple Mackie. Most pistols from the loaners are all using that one. Rex. It's not bad. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's not bad at all. I like it. We'll probably go for the AN94 and the PP. I didn't grab any 9mm. There. That is a fucking sweet reload animation. I like that a great deal. Oh yes, the PP. Bad at all. And the sniper rifle. As you can see, the 3D scopes is working fine. Not going to sit here and fire it for this entire time, so I'm just going to unload it. Not fucking bad at all. Really good. Really well done. As always, mate, every single mod that's made for Stalker to me is a fucking blessing. Regardless. So, that's about all I wanted to show you in this video. Hopefully you go through and give this a bit of a go with your next playthrough of Stalker. And just remember some of the animations and stuff. I'm pretty sure the Remington was on there. Yeah. That could also be the relensing and resmoothing as well. Perhaps. Maybe that's a mod that you decide whether or not you want to install. Yeah? That could be from that, I would say. But I don't think so. Shouldn't be. But anyway. Thanks for watching. Sub if you want to. Like or dislike. Leave a comment why. See you next time.